compares to the idea and the feeling of absolute peace between these two nations. Is that affordable? Is that possible in the next few weeks, months, maybe not years?
I would put it in the time horizon of months. There are a lot of technical issues at every stage of amelioration of the ceasefire until it becomes something that is broad and comprehensive and understandable to the public. But I'd like to put this in the context. When Mr. Trump and Mr. Putin spent 2 hours and 28 minutes several days ago on their telephone call, you can be certain that the specifics of the ceasefire, temporary or otherwise, were only a tiny portion of the time they spent. I believe that most of the time they spent was on what the future American-Russian relations will look like in the context of solving the Ukrainian crisis. The Ukrainian crisis is a subset of the general security crisis in Europe and in the world at large. Mr. Trump is often denounced as an isolationist. I believe that's an entirely wrong reading of the man. He is denounced as a businessman who is only interested in transactions. That is also an artificial and wrong understanding of the man. He and his team have a vision for reordering the world order based on something like Yalta II. That's to say, large powers, and India is one of them, India, Russia, the United States, China, as being the major occupants of seats at the governing board of the world. And the alliances that the United States relied upon to control large parts of the earth will no longer have any relevance. This takes a lot of work, and it is in direct opposition to Europe. I see now a reconstruction of World War II between the Axis powers and the Allied powers. The Allied powers, two of the Allied powers in World War II, were the United States and Russia. The Axis powers today are Germany, Britain, and France. That is to say, I believe that the nature of the discussion between Trump and Putin was about how to counter the attempts at sabotage of the peace in Ukraine that are now being raised by Mr. Merz, by Macron, by Starmer,